Let's say hello, YouTube. This is episode 1 of the Black Valkyrie. Um, so we start off with Arty. It's the night of Sowert the 6th, and you're sitting in the dark. Having just passed through the mountains on the way to the Dawnforge coast, you held the diamond spell gem in your hand, thinking about how you wish you could have brought the Vardo and what you could do. The hairs on the back of your neck begin to stand up on end as you feel a draw, and with a quick flash, the diamond glows a bright red and gold light, and you find yourself sitting in your Vardo. A haze fills your head. How did you get here? Why do you feel that whatever is happening seems so important or more interesting? As you ponder, the Vardo hits a bump as you continue to move. A quick thought. You remember your last party, a haze. You have not fully woken from, and you zip into the air and out of the Vardo to sort out your thoughts. When you emerge, the sun shines bright in the sky, and a man sits at the seat of the Vardo, a horse pulling the Vardo down the road. He glances back, a smile across his lips, or his coal-colored skin. Muscles fill out his form. His clothes look to be made of molten bronze. Greetings, little one. I see you have finally woken. I apologize for interrupting your journey, but the growth of your craft would have stagnated should you have stayed. But I have set you on a new path. The forge has been lit and the coals glowing, but it requires you to stoke them. Travel this road. When you arrive in Obsidian Sky, seek out the Black Valkyrie and its captain, Dakfane. Give him this, and he holds out to you a bronze circle with what looks to be a constellation of stars. As your hand touches it, you feel him let go, and as your vision glances down and back up, the man is gone. Okay. And then, from that point, your Vardo is strolling down the road, and that is your 10 days 10 days of travel to Obsidian Sky. You finish doing the Umber Hulk enhancement on your goggles, giving them night vision, and you finish the Hellhound hide armor.
Excellent. You said that I was given an orb of fancy magicalness?
A coin.
A coin of fancy magicalness.
A bronze coin that has a constellation. Do you remember what it looked like?
I don't. If you could resend it to me.
Let me see if I will post it in notes. Is that going to work? No, it's not. Let me... Why is it doing this? Image options. Okay, apparently it's not working.
If you're trying to clip from like Google Drive or like copy and paste from Google Drive doc or whatever, it's just stupid and doesn't let you. Yeah. If you screen snip, it'll let you. That's what I usually do.
Give me a sec, it won't take long. Bam. Save image. Save. There we go. That's easy enough. And hey, that symbol there is engraved on the coin.
Ooh.
Okay. So, yeah. So, It is probably about early morning as you roll up to the gates of Obsidian Sky. It was a long 10 days because the road was nothing more than a dirt path. Because Obsidian Sky is the city of airships.
Mm.
Its travel there is by sea or by air, and very rarely do people travel by land. Just simply due to its far-reach isolation on the peninsula, and there's no need when there's so many ports that accommodate airships.
Mm-hmm.
It's also home of the Obsidian Knights, an order of knights who forge themselves magical armor upon initiation, and they are put into a platoon on an airship, and they go out and do mercenary work.
Arty would absolutely have heard of them.
Yes, you would.
Absolutely.
This is the home of the Obsidian Knights.
Okay, so she's fangirling a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And yeah, you pull into the city, and as you begin to move through, you see that like every like 3 blocks there's a giant skyport. It's just ships fill the skies. Most of them docked, but there's ships flying everywhere. It's like birds in like a major metropolis, but ships.
Arty surprisingly feels right at home here.
What are you doing?
So I was supposed to search out specific person, who in this case, let me pull up his name again, was Dak Fane. I would probably ask around to see if anybody knows where he is.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
Happily. I have advantage because of my fancy goggles. Oh, those are for like searching, not for asking, so
Nope.
I probably would not for this.
Nope.
Normal roll.
11.
11.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I can actually switch you guys to a closer map because I made a close-up one. Haha.
Yeah.
It's a little more out of focus, but it's there.
It's okay.
Okay. So Arty, you have set out through the city to begin searching for your.
Yes, she is absolutely ADHD searching for Dak Fern.
Dak Fane.
Dak Fane. That's it.
Fane. Yep. So, crew of the Black Valkyrie, what are you guys doing at this moment?
So has Dak given us any specific instructions?
He is kind of at this point depressed and drunk. He is not on the ship right now, and he is off at a tavern, which one of the few that he frequents. You would be able to find him if you needed. But you can only assume he's probably off drinking.
Okay. I would probably be at the ship if he is absent.
Okay.
And I would probably be up at the highest point on the crow's nest.
Okay.
And looking around.
This ship does not have a crow's nest.
Well, I'm on the highest point of the ship.
Okay. There is the upper deck above the captains and the navigation quarters.
All right.
Okay.
If nothing is going on shipwide, I would be at the library continuing my research.
Okay.
See if I can find anything for my own little personal puzzle.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation as well.
All right.
$14. Okay. At this point, you've been in town for like about, I think you started work on the ship in 59 a.m. So you've been in Obsidian Sky for like 4 years.
Yeah.
At this point, you haven't really been able to find too much new information in the library. Occasionally, you'll get a little snippet, but you feel like the library here is pretty spent. It doesn't stop you from looking though.
It's a big library.
Yes, it is. New books are coming in all the time, and so there's always something new to read. But most of the stuff you think you've mostly located. Just is Porcini doing anything?
Since I've probably been with the captain for a while, and well, I've been with the captain for quite a while, and I've seen him before he was in this drunken stupor. If I'm not already trying to knock back some kind of sobering tonic for him, I will be in the process of making one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Okay, 1 sec.
Because you have a herbalism kit, right?
I don't remember. Let me double check. It's loading.
You are proficient. You should have one.
This is why we play session 0.
Yes.
I'm looking. I promise. No? Question mark?
You
If I-
would have one, so you can go ahead and add an herbalism kit. You would have one.
Okay.
There's
Alright.
no doubts that Dak would not have gotten you an herbalism kit.
Okay, then I will go about doing that. Should I just go ahead and roll the medicine check?
Yes, go ahead and roll the medicine check.
Looks like a 9.
9. Okay. Yeah. So you're going about your business, just working on it. Your supply's a little low, so you're not quite sure how potent or how well it's gonna work.
I
But
might have been drinking with the captain the night before too.
there's a possibility. Okay. So that's everyone. So we will turn right around to Arty.
Is it just the spell is gone or the
Just
gem
the
is
spell.
gone? Okay.
No, you still have the gem.
Good. Okay. So Artie has been asking around, and if she's not having any trouble finding either the ship name or the captain name, she'd probably look for a place to set up her little Vardo, which the most reasonable place would be next to a bar.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a persuasion, Artie, because you're asking people around. 12. Yeah.
Not bad.
You'll you'll be asking, you probably have gone into a bar and you're asking information about Dak Fane, and all of a sudden you hear a patron from across the room go, "Haha, Dak Fane. Isn't that failure of an Obsidian Knight who has an airship that won't fly?"
I perk up and I zoom on over there, and I'm like, excuse me, do you know who Dak Fane is?
Yeah, I've heard of him before. What's it to you?
Well, I'm just kind of curious where he is. I was told to come and look for him. Do you know where I might find him? And she'll pull out an electrum piece, because for some reason I have electrum.
Okay. He'll hold out his hand and be like, take it, and be like, you can find him at the port, and he'll give you the address basically.
Thank you so much.
If he's not there, he's probably in a drunk stupor somewhere.
I chuckle as he says, we're sitting in a bar. That's fair. Alrighty, thank you so much. And she will make her way down to where the docks are, where he told her to go.
Okay. So, Styx. Couple hours, it's like an hour or two before noon. And you all of a sudden see a horse-drawn Vardo pulling up into the docking bay.
The docking bay for our ship?
For your ship, yes.
My ears immediately go back, what's going on here? And the Bardo comes to a stop.
I assume it will. Yes.
Yep. And you see, how far am I from where he's perched at the moment?
He's up on the ship, and the ship is currently sitting in its the construction holdings.
And does he have a spyglass? Because he might need one to see me as I get out of my Bardo.
What's your perception, Styx?
My passive perception is 17.
17? Okay.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Do you want to drop your token, Styx, and I'll share your image? Okay.
Kitty cat.
Yep. So Styx. This is Styx. You see a little fairy that's probably maybe about a foot tall, maybe a little smaller.
7 inches.
7 inches. Zip up from the driver's seat of the Vardo.
Do. And she's gonna just, as she approaches the ship, she's gonna call out and say, "Hail, I'm looking for Dak Fane. I was told I might find him here."
No, he's out having a good time. Who's asking for him?
Oh, well, I'm Arty, and well, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I think a god told me to come meet him.
For what?
I don't know. Something about perfecting my craft, and he gave me a pretty coin with a pretty thing on it. May I approach?
Do I know where Cap is?
You could find him relatively easy.
Do I feel safe and secure leaving the ship?
The ship is not sailing anywhere.
Right, but obviously we're gonna have belongings on the ship, and somebody's got to be there. Is there other people on board?
Porcini, and there are. Let me roll. There's What crew are there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people, so roll a d4. 3 of the crew are on the ship, so there's 4 people on the ship right now.
Okay. So I would imagine. Let's see here. I would imagine I'd go down and let the next highest ranking person on the ship know that I was leaving to go find Dak for a.
Okay. You let the twins know.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, it's the kitchen cupboard got closed.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so you're taking Artie to the fine deck?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you take a look at the coin before you tatted it off?
I definitely offered a look as you approached.
I didn't really look at the coin, no.
Okay, cool. I was just curious. Okay. So yes, you guys roll investigation for me, Sticks, just to see how fast you find him. There's
And
like
it's-
6 places he could be.
It's Strix.
Strix, sorry.
No worries.
Man.
Yeah,
I think we find him.
You're like, it's 11 o'clock. He's probably there, and you take a walk. Like it's 5 minutes, and you guys immediately come in, and there is the captain here, and he is like face down in a plate of food with like a beer. He's drunk, and it's not even noon.
Amazing.
So I'll approach the captain and say, Cap, there's somebody here asking for you.
He'll be like, ugh. What do they want? Are they here to make fun of me again?
They have some sort of coin that they specifically asked for you.
He'll like sit up, stretch, very clumsily, and he'll place his arm back down across his plate of food and turn to look at you.
Has Artie noticed what he's wearing? Can I make a roll to see if she knows what he's wearing?
Yeah, go
Because
for
she
it.
would. She would definitely be checking this out. Perception?
Go for it.
It's not super high, but it's... Oh, I rolled a 9 perception.
You're a little distracted by the fact that he just laid his arm in his food.
She shrugs. She's seen weirder. Hi. My name is Artie, and I kind of met what I assume is a god, and he gave me this coin and told me to find you. And she'll hand him the coin.
He'll reach out and take the coin, and he'll look at it. He'll take a second and he'll look at it, and then he'll go, by Porphis, did he send you? And you just kind of watch as the adrenaline in his body almost feels like he sobers up.
I don't know what name you said, but yeah, I was sent here.
He handed you this, and he holds the
Yeah.
coin up.
Yep, he was and then I describe him. Out of character. I'm not going to try and remember what you said because I have a headache.
Yeah.
But I do describe the gentleman I saw.
Yes. He'll then reach under his fur and pull out another symbol. It's carved to look like the symbol that's on the coin. And he holds it out. And he looks at both of them and goes, "This is the symbol of Porpoise."
All I'm hearing is porpoise, like a dolphin.
Porpoise.
Porfus.
Here, let me...
Sorry, my ears out of character. My ears don't work well. Where did you post it?
Roll 20.
Oh, that's why I was in the wrong section.
He'll be like, "This is the god of the forge."
Aha! Well, that seems reasonable. You see, I'm an artificer, and I like to make things.
So I'll look at the cap and be like, "Does this mean that we might be sailing soon? Like soon?"
He'll be like, "Let me see," and he'll just like basically like start talking, and like he'll start going on about things. He'll be like, "Let's go back to the ship," and he'll drag you along almost at a run.
Excellent. I have a 35 flying speed,
Okay.
so I'm fast.
Okay. Okay, so let's get to the ship then.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so cool. I'm so excited.
So this is the ship. Captain is here on the main deck right now. First thing he's gonna do is he's gonna run to his quarters here, and begin fumbling through notes and things, and be like, he'll begin basically explaining to you what's going on. And he'll talk about how he's been developing an engine to power the ship, but he has been unable to figure out a way. He's been unable to find a way to complete the power source. And he then will like lay all the schematics out and like go through them with you. Go ahead and just roll an intelligence check to see if you understand what he's going on about. You can have advantage.
Okay.
Because you have the schematics in front of you and he's explaining everything.
Would it be like a Tinker's tool check? Would it be any sort of tool check?
Sure. You can roll it with
the
tools check.
Okay. I ask because I have expertise in tools. So it's going to be a ridiculous number.
Yeah, Tinker's tools would be fine because yours is like constructing things and like...
Natural 20 for a 31 total.
So you totally understand it. And he's like, "I've completed the engine. It's done. I just don't have a way to contain and siphon the energy off the power source." And he starts talking about how he goes over to a chest and he opens it and he pulls out a rifle, and he brings it over the table and lays it out, and he goes, I designed this and it runs off the same power source. And then he begins like showing you, and he like ejects the magazine, and you see a spell gem. And he's like, I have attempted to use spell gems to do it because that is how I've managed to make it function with my weapon. But every spell gem I've ever used has broken, and I haven't been able to find one or acquire one of a higher caliber. But that's the only possible way I can think to do it. Do you happen to possibly know of a way?
What quality of spell gems have you been using?
I have to look real quick which one he got up to. Use. Why is it not the first option? He begins pulling out gems out of a drawer and like laying them out, and he's like, I use topaz for my weapons here. I've attempted to use topaz for the engine, but it didn't work. I've tried a star ruby, but it was unable to sustain the energy. I don't know.
She just sighs and pulls out her diamond. So it feels kind of like destiny that I happen to have this item on me, and it's not even really an item I can utilize fully. And she'll hand it over to him. It's her diamond spell gem.
He'll like cradle it like it's the most precious thing in the world.
Now that is the most precious thing in the world, so you better be very careful with it. If you manage to break that one, I am going to be very sad.
He is beginning to almost cry at this moment.
I was like, I have this gem that I can't even cast 9th level spells, but it holds up to 9th level spells. What the fuck am I going to do with it? Apparently this is what we're going to do with it. Excellent.
And he takes a moment and he just like, it's like he's zoning out, just staring at the gem.
Ah, yes, Arty is very familiar with this.
And he looks up at you and is like, are you giving this?
I mean, I am a shopkeeper, and because of my guild rules, I'm actually not allowed to give away cool magical items. I have to sell them. But I also work in trades, and if I go with you on cool adventures, that could be a good trade. What do you think?
100%. He begins like he begins shouting and like running out the door, like yelling for Strix and all the other crew. I'm gonna drop the other crew members.
I assume you want me to remove that from my inventory?
You can go ahead and do that, yes.
Yeah. Goodbye, legendary item. That I couldn't use anyway.
Okay. If Vorlorn, if you want to be returning at this point, you could probably hear the captain screaming from like blocks away.
Oh. He's actually excited about something. This promises to be interesting.
And he basically starts going into a tirade about how we have the final piece we need. And he introduces Arty to the whole crew.
Hi.
There's everybody. There they are.
So, this here is
It's McGee.
Selena.
Oh. Selena.
She is the ship's cleric. She is a worshipper of Hephaestus. A cleric to Hephaestus.
Mm.
Okay. This here is Nisa. She is our Azamar mage, and she is also the ship's cook. This one here is Arya. She is one of the twins. She is the ship's, or she's one of the officers. She kind of just fills whatever officer role is needed to be filled at that time. Her and her brother do this. So like the bosun, the quartermaster, any other officer role that needs to be filled during a shift or whatever. They're just officers on the ship, basically. And then this is her brother, Aki. We then have Vorlorn. He's the ship's carpenter. Is it Vorlorn?
Verloren.
Vorlorn.
Yeah.
Vorlorn. Sorry, I'll get it.
Just think more German.
Vorlorn. Then he'll reintroduce you to Strix, even though you've already met Strix. And if Porcini would come up. From the doctor's cabin quarters. You there, Porcini?
Porcini.
Oh, Porcini's all the way up there. I'm gonna bring you down. I'm bringing you down with the rest of the group. And this is Porcini, the ship's doctor. And I think one of the oldest members of the crew.
Ooh.
I think the only one, there's one or two people that are older. 55, 52. Yeah, Porcini joined 2 years after Celinda.
On the headphone or headset.
Your mic's not working? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yet I have you. It shows you're muted on my screen. If your mic isn't working, is it because you're muted?
Yeah.
Did you unmute?
Yeah, I did.
Unmute yourself, I guess.
I've been muting
Let me pop in real quick and see if we can get it working.
So for just general character description, since we're all actually meeting each other, Miette knows what my character looks like. My character is about 7 inches tall. If you go into character art, she is a fairy, but she has very more like satyr-like legs and feet. She has a little opal horn on her forehead, and very pink hair. And her armor is, it looks more like an insect carapace than a actual suit of armor, but it is there. Her full armor picture that I posted is not actually 100% accurate. I can't find the green one that I had. Let's see if I can pull it up on Hero Forge. But yeah, she's a little fairy. And just so you know, the fairy race that I'm using is not the standard official one. I'm using one of the UA versions. So my character is not officially considered tiny. She's technically considered small, but for flavor, she's 7 inches tall.
Nice.
And they're gone. And they're back.
I'm not hearing you. Not listed as muted, though.
there's her green armor.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, we can hear you.
Okay.
I can.
I think there is a short in this wire is what is going on.
Oh.
So, hello? Still working?
Yep.
Yeah, it's still working.
Perfect. Okay. So we'll just have to, we'll figure it out. It's okay. We got it going though. Okay. Let's mute this so I can take the headset off without deafening everyone.
Without blinding everyone.
You're blinding me in my ears.
My ears are so blind. So this is what my armor currently looks like.
Okay.
It's more
I
bug-like
am
than
back
vampire.
now. Cool. Okay.
Is that going in character
So-
art?
What were you saying? What were you gonna say, Porcini?
I was going to say that as I walk out, I'm going to be like, well, instead of a tonic, I guess I'll need a sedative. Because she'll hear all the yelling. And she'll just walk out with the biggest needle you've ever seen, and she'll be like, "Don't worry, Captain. It'll all be over real soon. I promise." And then
He'll be like, "No, you keep that away from me." And
No,
he'll
no, no,
and he'll put his
it's
hand
okay,
on his
Captain.
pistol.
Oh, I see how it is. And she'll just like flick out a blade real fast, and she's like, "I know what they say about bringing knives to gunfights, but they haven't seen me yet."
He'll be like, "I'm not gonna shoot you," and he'll run.
I'll just take after him, just like sprinting. "Don't worry, Captain. I'll take care of you."
This is amazing. May I ask for clarification what races each of you are? I know we have a tabaxi and we have presumably a human.
I'm a halfling.
You're a halfling. Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So imagine a child walking out with a needle threatening to stab you.
I mean, dream come true. I mean, wait. No. Yes. Excellent. I'm very, very pleased with this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for the crew, the twins, they're Kenra,
Jackal people.
the jackal people, yes, and they're basically they're synced. They have a like the twin mentality, like telepathy.
Twins.
Yes, the special twin thing that happens with magical twins. It's a racial thing they do. The cleric Selena is a half elf,
Okay.
and Nisa is an Azamar. I said that.
Mhm.
Dak Fane is an air genasi.
Oh.
His helmet was off when he was drinking, so you saw his face.
Gotcha.
Then yeah, I think everybody else has said their races.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Excellent. Thank you. It just gives me a better idea of like
the makeup.
what I'm working with. Yeah.
Cool. And then so I assume Porcini and the captain run around the group a couple times like musical chairs.
Yes.
With him like, "Stop! I have to work."
No, Captain, I know what work means. It means get drunk, and that doesn't help anyone. So just sit down.
He's like, "We got the missing piece. Stop!"
What are you yammering about? What
Arty-
missing piece?
Arty is gonna fly between the two, like in the keep away section, and be like flying backwards, talking to Porcini, and be like, "Hi, you're a mushroom person. Are you really a mushroom person, or you just look like a mushroom person?"
Okay, Porcini's gonna stop and take a quick breath, and she's going to be like, "Captain, whatever you've been smoking, how did you give it to me And when? I'm going to need 2 of these damn needles.
He'll be like, thank you, and he'll like dip down, and he'll like dip down under the deck.
Damn it.
I'm not a figment of anyone's imagination, at least not this time. My name is Arty. Nice to meet you. And she'll hold out her tiny little arm to shake your hand.
She'll like flip over the blade, so like she's holding the blade and like the handle is pointed out to you,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll be like, Rufflebottom, how are you?
Well, I'm delighted to meet you, Miss Rufflebottom.
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet you. So I gave him a pretty diamond spell gem, and he's using it to power his ship. That's why he's all super excited. It's not actually drugs or alcohol this time, I assume.
Okay, and how long does this effect last?
Which effect?
I know you say this isn't drugs, but this is clearly drugs. So how long am I going to be out of it? That's all I need to know.
You know what? I'm going to let you continue to believe that. she's just going to let it be.
All right. Old
want-
cheese or whatever you are, thank you for being so considerate.
Old cheese?
I don't know what you are.
Oh. I'm a fairy. I'm a Mothkin fairy, technically. From the Feywild.
Yeah, you know what? I need to sleep. I'll be back.
Wait, Porcini, I could sing you a song.
Right. I think she might have stabbed herself with that.
This is
Good.
becoming more and more dreamlike.
Right as the captain's dipping down the stairs, he yells back to the whole crew, like, be nice to Arty! Make her feel welcome! She's part of the crew now!
When did that happen? It's nice to meet you, Arty.
Hi, nice to meet you. Apparently the item I gave him is like the one specific item that he's needed for like years or something. So he likes me.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. Tell me about yourself, Arty. Probably everybody else would like to know a bit about you, since this is the first I've seen you.
Absolutely. And she'll sit midair because she's a fairy, she can fly. She'll sit midair cross-legged, and she'll pull out a little device that it's like a little metal rod with a light on the end, and she kind of wiggles it a little bit, and she uses it to cast minor illusion in front of her, and she's using it to like make a larger version of herself because she's small and hard to see. And the slightly taller version of herself will do a little bow, and she'll say, I am Arty. I am a Mothkin fairy from the Feywild. We are mostly known for the fancy moths that we raise, though I personally don't raise the moths. They make really awesome silk. I blew up myself when I was a child, and I lost my wings and my arms. And you will notice that her, even in the illusion, you'll see that her arms are completely mechanical, and her wings are not regular like what you would assume fairy wings are. They're built into her armor, which I actually did post the green armor where she's got the beetle wings sticking out. That's what she looks like right now. And after that, I ended up making my own arms, and then I went and worked at Forge and learned how to do other cool artificery things, and then now I am here. And I like to make cool things.
Wonderful. I can see you're quite talented. Would you mind if I take a look?
Not at all. And she'll just like pop off one of her arms and fly over and hand it to you. Actually, she doesn't even fly over. A mage hand carries it over to you.
Porcini's just going to be checking her vitals the whole time while she like big eye stares at you guys like, oh my god.
And so you have this tiny, think Barbie doll arm in your hand.
So, how big are these fancy moths?
Oh, I mean, they grow in different ranges. There's, I think the biggest I've seen was about a foot. Your guys' measurement's about a foot.
Ooh.
But they're in the Feywild and very heavily guarded.
Hand the arm back to Artie.
Thank you. And here, and she'll actually use her minor illusion to create basically the floating schematics, think very Iron Man, of the arm. So you can actually take a closer look.
Very nice.
You seem to have an appreciation for the crafty sorts. Are you a crafty sort?
I'm a connoisseur of all things magical and arcane. I do enjoy crafting. I'm the ship's carpenter, so I spend my time doing a lot of physical crafting, but nothing quite as intricate and magical.
I like wood crafting too. And she's going to pull out of, you notice that she has a tiny little bag of holding with her. She's going to pull out like a completely mundane item, but a wood carving thing that looks like a cat, a little wood carved cat, and she'll hand it over to you. And it is, because of her size, she can get such intricate details that it has like really well done fur and details and stuff. It's not my most preferred craft, but I can do that one too.
Very nice. I think you'll definitely get along well around here.
Yes.
As an aside, I take a quick look to Porcini, and I make, with a little quick dazzle and word, make little explosions of color happen around her head, since she's obviously thinking she's tripping out anyway, with prestidigitation.
She'll get kind of annoyed, and she'll be like, "No, I really don't know if this is a dream or not, because I know you can do that." She'll be, really frustrated and glare at you, and she's like, "When I wake up, you're gonna get it."
I wonder how long we can keep her thinking that I'm a figment of her imagination. Or like a collective figment of people's imagination.
I'm not liking you so much, old cheese.
I'm not old cheese. Let's see here. What other fun things can I do? I can do... Oh, I have these. And then as she says that, little tiny gun-looking things pop out of her shoulders on her armor. And she just kind of shoots them into the air, and they're tiny little lightning bolt shooters. They shoot what appear to be very skinny lightning bolts into the air.
Yep.
I kind of watch and get all fours, what's going on? Are we under attack?
No, I'm just showing off.
He's been drugged too. Oh my god.
I mean, he's a cat. He probably got... I'm sorry, that was really rude of me.
My tail is currently poofed out.
I knew this one cat one time who was really into catnip and kind of acted like that.
I have not touched that.
No? Ever, or just recently?
Well,
I mean, no.
Of course.
Okay, good. I was going to say, no shame. I totally understand. Have you ever had Fey wine? Oh, I don't have any on me, but it's so good.
That's Pasha drank all of it.
Pasha did drink all of her Fey wine. Pasha. Oh, speaking of which, Dan, did I ever get my proficiency in survival? I don't remember how close we were. I don't have those notes.
You were 2 weeks training. I think you needed 4 weeks total.
Something like that.
So you still need 2 weeks of training from a new teacher now.
That's okay. I can manage that. Oh no, I could be so mean. I could be so mean to our paranoid little mushroom lady. I'm not using it, but I'm letting you know I could be so mean.
I know.
Wand of Fear. Bad trip.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Artie just continues making small talk and will literally answer any question you guys have. She's very much an open book. Actually, she would ask, your name was Verloren? Is that right?
Yes, that is my name, Verloren.
So I've seen you do a little bit of cool magic stuff. What do you usually do? I mean, other than awesome carpentry and shipbuilding.
So, my tale's a bit interesting. I studied for a long time as a bard,
Oh.
and I love so many different things about the arcane, and I've learned a few. It's sometimes life gets a little bit hectic, and things that really just make everything else melt away is building and creating and crafting.
Mm.
Keeps me sane around here. Sometimes you can tell people are a little intense.
Yeah. I never got into music myself, but my dad was he liked to play music at Mama's Tavern. So I can definitely appreciate the music even if I can't play it myself.
It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Miss Porcini?
Well, Arty. I like to make poison.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness. Here. And she pulls out a vial out of her bag and she passes it off to you. Dan, for your awareness, it is the coatl, the vial of venom from the coatl from ages ago.
Okay.
What do you make? What could you make out of this? It's from a coatl.
Dan, I recognize it, right?
Go ahead and make a poisoner's kit check.
Okay.
It would be investigation or a nature. Your choice.
Why are those both so low?
Oh,
I don't understand.
You believe this is a dream, so you're not even really checking.
Okay.
I lean over to Artie. I'm like, Porcini herself is very magical. You can just see mushrooms appear and grow right out of her shoes. And I do a quick minor illusion to make it look like that's what's happening.
She's just gonna like kick them off and be like, "Oh." I'm sure if this was a real thing, I could make something certainly very deadly out of it. But right now, none of this is real.
well, here. I'll take that back then, and I'll take the vial back, and I will grow an actual mushroom and give her an actual mushroom that is a regular, like a whatever mushroom that she's based off of, which I can't remember. Porticelli?
So what's funny is her name is Porcini because I thought it would actually make a really cute girl's name.
It is a really cute name.
Yeah. But she's actually the, very well-known, red and white amanita mushroom.
Oh, you're the red cap.
Yeah.
You're a red cap. Okay, I will give you a red cap. And I'll be like, now, I'm pretty sure you know that these are poisonous. So don't eat it. But here, you can keep this. And then next time you wake up and you still have it, you'll remember, oh, I thought it was a dream, but it was real because I still have the item she gave me.
As she's looking at it, I'm going to use my psionic whispers and kind of project my voice coming from the mushroom.
Oh my god, you guys.
You're the one who decided you were on drugs.
I mean, like, it only made sense.
No, it's great. I love it. It's fantastic.
Oh, this is too good. All right. What do you say?
You want to save me?
I want to what?
Save you.
Save? Save?
Save the mushroom.
Save it for later, kind of thing.
Oh,
And is this something everyone can hear or just her?
This is directly to her.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's just me. It's just me. I'm shitting kittens.
I love it.
I'm gonna like eye it with like even bigger like eyes, and I'm going to be like, well, all right. Should I wake up with this? I will owe you a big apology and maybe a favor. She's just going to tuck it away and kind of nervously back away, and she's like, should you not be a figment of my imagination, we will have a lovely chat.
Okay. Maybe you should have some water. I hear it helps.
Yes, water. She's just gonna, get out her flask, and she'll like be about to drink it, and then she'll sniff it just to make sure, and like like dip her tongue in, and she'll be like, okay, it's good, and then she'll continue to drink
Excellent.
because now she's like hella paranoid.
And
So
then
it's
Arty
been a-
will turn.
So it's been about 20, almost 30 minutes since the captain ran off.
Has there been any change in the ship?
At the moment, no, but all of a sudden you hear a grinding and a shudder as the whole ship shakes.
Oh no, he's done it again.
Oh?
And
No, sounds like fun time's over.
you then all of a sudden hear footsteps as someone comes running, and he zips in right here at the helm and goes, "We ready to give it a shot, guys?
Is it gonna blow up again?
Let's find out!" And he slams the start button.
It's a hybrid. It has a start button.
And it's a gem in the center of the wheel.
Oh, I figured.
And you watch as it starts to glow, and you hear the humming coming from down below as it begins to rev up and rev up and rev up. And then all of a sudden, the ship begins to shake and quiver.
Arty is not on the ship technically, so she's like watching all of everyone do like the Star Trek like wobble.
Everyone begins running to the front of the ship. I guess if you want to, you don't have to. All the crew begins running. The other crew members begin running to the front of the ship and taking cover behind the ballistas and anything on the deck that'll give them cover. What are you three doing? Or what are you four doing?
So this is not. Is this a similar shake to
This
what has
is
happened before?
this is the similar shake that's what happened to before. And you know that the engine is just below the navigation and the captain's quarters, which is like 20 feet behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arty is just hanging out with the captain, just like so stoked to see this thing fly because that's
That's
as soon as it's gonna happen.
Yep. Poor Sheenie is going to start to freak out more, and she's going to be like, I don't think this is a dream.
Oh.
Okay.
She's just gonna grip something hard and just be like, oh my god, it's not a dream.
The captain will reach over and pat your head and be like, "Don't worry, we got this."
She'll like kind of like glare, and then she'll glare at everyone else, and she'll be like, you are all assholes.
No.
And he'll reach over and be like, "Ready for an adventure?" And he'll go, "Up, up, and away!" And he'll pull the lever. And the ship will... You'll hear the shaking will begin to, like, double over. And all of a sudden, the ship will lurch forward. And then you feel it as it begins to tip up and rise. This is new to everyone. The ship has not done this before.
Can we say that at some point my Vardo was put in the hold?
It has not happened yet, but
Fuck. Okay. All right.
but the ship begins to rise, and he then lowers the level to level it out, and he then steps back for a second, spins the wheel, and the ship begins to rotate in the air. And he, as the wheel's still spinning, he runs over to the side and looks out over the edge, and lets out a roar, shout of excitement as the ship is in the air.
I'm gonna look out the back of the ship and look down the side, like, okay, we're not on fire.
The captain's gonna be like, "Man the helm," and he's gonna run back down the stairs.
I grab the helm
That's my
until
job.
someone else takes over. All
Yeah,
right.
that's my job. I'm navigator.
Weren't
I'm
there.
following the captain.
Where are we going, Captain?
You're following the captain? Okay. You watch as he pushes through the door into this room, and you step in, and it's the engine room. There's pipes and things all over, and he moves over to the middle here, where you see what looks to be a lead sphere, and there is a gem fastened in the bottom of it. And you watch as bluish green mix energy is basically shooting a laser beam down into the ship, into a port on the ship, and you can see as it's funneling all throughout. And he just comes up and he begins inspecting it.
I don't mean to be a spoil sport or distract you in the middle of your awesomeness, but can we not leave my Vardo just sitting on the dock, please?
Oh, he'll be like, "Oh, of course. As soon as I make sure this is stable, we will land again." And he just begins pointing out things and be like, "Give that dial over there a twist, millimeter to the right," and he'll just starts giving out commands. And while he investigates and keeps track of the gem. And he's like, it appears to after about 10 minutes, he's like, it's stable, I think. Yep, something like that.
Just wee.
He then goes. He'll then reach out like he's gonna give you a for a handshake, and then he's like, never mind, and he just reaches out and tries to give you a hug.
I give into the hug completely, and I give him a very big hug because this is what she lives for, so she's totally down for it.
He's actually crying at this moment, and he's like, you've saved the ship. I was 2 weeks away from having to sell it.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to help. I mean, this is such an awesome ship. Did you design the whole engine yourself?
Yes, this whole engine is all my. I've been working on it for 4 years.
Oh my goodness!
I completed the engine about a year ago, but I've been unable to stabilize the power.
Serendipitous.
He then walks over and he takes another device that was sitting to the side and he brings it over and he shuffles it, and he pulls a lever, and all of a sudden the gem cuts off for a sec, and he slides the device under, and then he flips the switch back, and the gem kicks back on, and in that 10 seconds the ship loses power, but it remains aloft, and it
Ooh.
like begins to like list a little bit, and like it's losing it like in like a heavy storm,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone up on the deck is probably freaking out.
I probably would have, and probably would have tried to course correct as much as I could.
Okay. All of a sudden you feel the rumbling begin again, and the ship begins to right itself on its own, and you are overcorrecting, so all of a sudden the ship begins to turn again.
Damn it.
So, yeah. So you manage to stabilize it once it's done, and he then starts taking things off of his belt, and you see that they're the ammo packs for his guns.
Mm.
And this device that he just slid under, he then slips them into these slots all around it, and you watch as the gems on them begin to glow.
Oh, are you using it to kind of like not filter the power, but like
These are I'm
Water?
recharging them.
recharging them? That makes so much sense.
Before I did it directly from the source, but the source is now up inside that lead sphere there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fancy.
Since you're going to be part of the crew, and you seem to understand and are pretty handy, should that lead sphere ever break, there is a chest in my quarters that is lead lined. The shard inside of it must go into that chest as quickly as possible, or it will cause it poisons people that are exposed to it for too long.
Can I roll an insight check? Not that I think he's lying, but to like he's being kind of vague and what kind of shard he could be talking about.
Are you gonna? Yeah, go ahead. Roll an insight. 13. He seems to like what he's telling you is pretty honest.
Mm-hmm. But does it sound like he's skirting around details, or is it just
not necessarily? He's just talking about the stuff inside, and he's describing it as a shard.
A shard? What kind of shard?
I don't actually know what it is.
Can I look at it?
He's.
I mean, I can cast identify and see what it is. Or like
he's like I've tried identifying it, and it's a power source of some kind, but that's all I've been able to take away from it. It poisons anyone that spends too much time in a certain radius of it. Lead is the only way I've found to prevent it from radiating the area. I've come to call it an ether shard. But I do not know where it originated from. I discovered it on while we were diving off the coast of Haven. It was contained in a lead-lined chest on a ship called the Dawn Rose, or the Dusk Rose.
Okay, that confirms one of my theories. Out of character theories.
Yeah.
Oh, can I roll a history check?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I, as a player, know the name of that ship.
I know you do.
I got a 14.
14?
Would Arty have heard of it as a history book?
At this point in time, probably not.
Okay.
because that was like 460 some years ago.
Mm-hmm. It was.
So, but yeah, so he just kind of explains to you. He then will walk you around the engine room and explain everything to you, so that you have an understanding of the engine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an extremely complex, but at the same time, it's just a way to channel the energy that is off put by the gem. That's all. That's all the engine is. It's just a medium that transfers it to where it needs to go.
Yep. And she's, I mean, giving that she is a what is my background? Is it engineer? Yeah, I'm an is it engineer, so I probably have a decent knowledge of at least the basic structure of airships already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. This engine is definitely different than any airship you've ever seen, but its power source is very different.
Okay. Excellent. I'm delighted.
So he's then going to take a couple of the packs out of the thing that he had placed, and he's going to leave the thing there with some of the packs plugged into it, or the clip magazines, basically. And he's going to slip them back onto his belt. And he's then going to be like, well, let's go back up and get your Vardo loaded onto the ship.
Yes. Excellent.
So he's gonna come back up with you, and everyone's up on the deck. He'll be like, Strix, would you like to land the ship back down so we might load her Vardo up?
Sure. Is everything all right? Because the ship was not doing things like it should have been.
Oh, that was just me tinkering with the engine, getting
Stop
everything
tinkering with
calibrated.
it.
I had to get it calibrated so it would fly correctly.
We were aloft, and then things happened.
We're still aloft, right?
Yes.
Then stop complaining.
Don't worry. You shouldn't have to mess with it for a little while.
As you guys come back up on the deck, Dak's gonna walk over to the wheel, and he's going to be like, I want to test something real quick. And he's gonna push a button, and you watch as the two closer ballista-looking things, you watch as they begin glowing that greenish blue that the gem was shooting off.
Mm.
I'll be like, it worked. Yes. And he'll be like, don't touch anything on those ballistas.
Arty's impulse to go touch the ballistas is very strong, but she resists.
He's then gonna push another button, and it'll cut the energy going off to him. They're still charged, and he'll be like, okay, let's get that Vardo loaded.
Yeah.
So there is a wagon here. Okay.
No, it has horses.
Yeah.
My wagon does not actually have horses. Sorry, y'all.
Not anymore.
No.
We'll just put it right there, and it can live there. Are you selling the horse?
Well, I personally didn't have a horse, but the horse showed up when the god showed up, so I assumed that it would just disappear when I arrived in town. If it doesn't, then I would probably... I don't know, I would feel weird about selling a horse that was a gift from a god. I'm assuming it's a god, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess I was told afterwards.
Yeah, no, yeah, no,
So is the horse physically there?
Yeah, the horse is actually there. It's a real horse attached to your wagon.
I kind of want to keep it and like train it. Like, does anyone here like know how to handle horses? They're a little bit big for me. She will offer it up to anyone on the ship first, and if nobody on the ship wants it, then she'll sell it.
Yeah, nobody seems interested really.
Okay.
Are none of the minor crew? Are any of you guys?
I have no training in horses.
I mean, of all of the many things that I am good at, animal handling is not really one of them. Okay, yeah, then I will sell the horse. How much can I get from a pretty horse?
Go roll a persuasion.
Can someone come help me sell a horse?
Verloren
I mean, I rolled-
probably could. He had to go AFK for a minute.
That's no problem. It's fine. I got an 18, which is not bad.
An 18. Okay.
Especially considering I have a +0 to persuasion.
You get blah. They'll buy the horse for 40 gold.
40 gold. Excellent. Sweet.
So, yeah. So, you guys are now in an airship that flies.
I'm excited.
While you guys are loading the Vardo, you begin to notice that there is a crowd that has begun to gather. And yeah, there's like hundreds of people have come to see the Black Valkyrie that's been grounded for 4 years. Yeah, it's been in the construction ship bay for 4 years,
And it just suddenly took off without
and it
warning.
just all of a sudden lifted into the air. Everyone and Dak Fane for the last 6 months has been in a deep depression, and he's been drinking most of the day and barely working on anything. So this is
Vindication at its finest.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
So he, after things get loaded up, he hits the button and the ship takes off into the sky.
Yay. I want to keep playing. We're keep playing, right? We're still playing more, right?
We can play for a little bit longer.
Okay. It just sounded like you were getting ready to wrap up, and I don't want to.
This is where I wanted to get to tonight. So
yeah.
we have reached the point that I wanted to get to. After steering the ship around and flying around in the air just around the city for a while, Dak will hand the wheel off to Strix, and he'll be like, "Arty, come with me. I want to show you your quarters. Give you a proper tour of the ship."
Before you go, where are we going?
Have some fun for right now. We'll figure it out later. We're in the air. We're flying. We're out of the city.
Out of character. You're telling this to a tabaxi.
This is gonna be fun, y'all. This is you just gave a 16-year-old the keys to a Lamborghini. That's my assumption anyway.
Yeah. If you want to, you can roll a d8 and see which direction you want to go. If you want to do it randomly. 3. So you're headed west.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful.
We'll just keep it at that for right now. And Dak will give you a tour of the ship. So he's like, you've already seen the captain's quarters. He'll take you over here and show you the navigation room. All the maps and everything from his previous journeys and charts and everything.
As you go over there, I said, "Don't mess with the maps yet."
I won't touch anything. I'm just looking.
There is I didn't have enough room on the map, but up above here there is a platform for like a deck kind of thing, the raised deck. Which are these stairs here. You could just fly up there. So
I can just fly.
there is 4 sets of stairs that will lead down to the lower level. There's the 2 on the rear and the 2 at the front up here.
Okay, I see them.
They descend down to here, and then this set over here.
I gotcha. I see how it works.
Yep. And then there's another set of stairs that descend down into the basement.
Excellent.
Or in the lower decks, yeah. The central deck has the cargo hold, which is where your Vardo is, and the engine room. And then it's got the perimeter hallway. And at the front of the ship, he has his forge and crafting room.
Oh my goodness. She pops her head in there and just like drools for a second.
And he says, for your help and part of the payment, this room is at your leisure whenever you need it.
Oh yes, this is going to come in very handy. Very, very handy indeed.
Selena will be in here a lot. This is her room of worship, as well as just where she likes to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Being a cleric of Hephaestus, that probably makes sense.
Oh, definitely. I'll have to ask her and you later about your deities, because I don't really... I mean, in the Feywild, we didn't really do much with the deities so much. But here in the Primaterial plane, I really should get to know them a little.
Of course. I will speak about Porthos when the time comes.
Yeah.
And then he will take you down to the lower levels. This is the crew quarters. There's small bunks on all sides. The eating area, all of our liquid storage. In here is the kitchen. This is Nisa's domain. Be careful, be careful. Don't piss her off. She might fireball you. And then he walks you down to the lower end. On the far side over here, this first room is Porcini's. It's also where she takes in people who are ill. We have a bedroom back here. It's a little smaller. It's currently available. I guess it's currently available, unless people want to claim rooms now. The crew can claim rooms. One of the big rooms is being offered to Arty, though, as long as she gets one.
Arty will graciously decline the offer because she has an apartment built into her Vardo.
Okay. So
she'll probably keep most of her living space in her Vardo.
Okay. I'm gonna assume Strix has this one, and Verlorn would have this one, or the other one. And then I think that's, yeah, there's still one accessible and open.
Yeah.
So I just dropped a token in each room to show whose rooms they are. I think
Apparently there's a cat.
Selena would claim this room if you're not going to take it.
Nah, she can have it.
I'm gonna just put people in rooms.
So is Mia's character still standing by the helm.
Is she?
She's probably going to slowly start to make her way back to the doctor's area, her little area.
Her room.
Yes.
As you're leaving, I'm gonna ask you: do you know if they lashed that cart down when they loaded it?
Arty absolutely would have made sure it was not going to roll anywhere and make sure that it was securely safe. Yes, it's secured.
Okay.
Porcini will be like, I don't know anything anymore.
No.
Is
Not the best person to ask at this very moment.
Is that Mando meowing?
No, it's not.
It's my cat.
Oh,
He's
okay.
asleep behind
demanding
me.
attention.
Okay. I was like, what?
He's demanding attention and then biting me when I pet him. You know, like they do.
Yes, I am familiar.
Okay. So at some point after the tour, the captain will return back to the top. He's like, I'm going back up top to discuss with Strix what we're doing. And yeah. He'll be like, I see you're taking us west.
And moving quickly. Twice quickly.
Yeah. Let's jump you guys back over to the world map here.
Yeah.
There we go. Right into that area. He'll be like, first things first. We should probably try to find some work. Or we could go treasure hunting.
I mean, I'm down for both. I also want to hunt down a Cyclops if you know where any are.
Did all the work in Obsidian Sky dry up?
It did not, but we're obviously flying away from there.
You didn't give me instructions on where to go.
I told you to enjoy the helm. It's an airship. We haven't had one, a working one.
I'm well aware of that, and I'm enjoying being able to navigate again.
I'm glad I hired you as the navigator.
Everything looks good, Captain. I did a quick perimeter and sweep of the ship. Everything seems just fine.
Perfect.
I am totally down for taking some bounties or jobs from town. And with a ship, it'll be easy. Well, I used to do some cargo runs, but I only have a small wagon. Cargo runs are much better with a skyship.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's set back down in port. I'll pay off the remainder of docking bill and the harbor fee, and then we'll look into some work.
I also have right before I got here, I finished up some armor. It has fire resistance and it's hide armor. So if anybody here would like to purchase some hide armor with fire resistance, let me know.
Hide, you say?
Which is a 12 plus dex, plus in this case fire resistance. And I can link the armor specifically. Because leatherworking is one of the things I can do. Woohoo!
You can do a lot of things, craft-wise.
I can do all of the things. My I didn't realize how broken it was when I got it, but my all-purpose tool is insane for an armor artificer.
Yeah.
I basically have expertise in all tools.
If you can take the time to change it.
Right? It takes an action.
Is it just an action?
As an action, you can touch the item and transform it into any type of artisan tools of your choice. Whatever form it takes, you are proficient with it. Yeah, it's literally that broken.
That's crazy.
Speaking of which, Dan, how dare you make basically my class and subclass as one of the characters in this game? That makes me sad.
He's
I'm
not going super high in the class though.
Right. I'm not actually upset. I just thought it was funny that I was like, hey, I know his abilities very intimately.
Well, he's got some abilities that you don't know.
Well, that's fair, but I meant like,
Yeah.
when you rolled and he had a plus 13, how on earth does he have a plus 13?
Because
if he's level 6, that's plus 6 for proficiency.
Well, if he's level 6.
Right. If he has plus 6 for proficiency.
You don't know what level he is.
I mean, that's fair.
He is a retired Obsidian Knight.
That's true. I just remembered that the rest of them were level 6, all the other NPCs.
Yeah, all the ones that you guys are going to be controlling will be level 6, or will be the same level as you guys.
Cool.
So,
but yeah, I was like, he has plus 13 to his Tinker Tools. I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, he's.
That's all I was being jelly.
There's some other factors involved with what he was doing, but yes.
Oh, I just realized. Technically, I have an extra +1, so my all-purpose tool is a +1 all-purpose tool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't actually give me +1 to my tools. That's so funny.
Gotcha.
It gives me it's because it's my spell. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
That's fine though.
So, Dak will be like, you know what I haven't been out doing for a while? Shooting.
By the way, you're gonna have to show me that awesome gun that you have, because I only have this little pea shooter. And she just kind of makes finger guns with her hand and like shoots a little arcane projectile into the air.
Yeah. He'll be like, you mean these ones? And he'll whip out 2 basically blaster pistols.
I call this one Des and this one Troy, because when you put them together, they destroy. God, that's such a stupid joke, and I love it so much.
Yeah. And he'll be like, these are my favorite light hand weapons, and then he'll put them away. And then I was like, I already showed you my rifle, and he'll like flip it out, and he'll be like, if we can find a good target practice, I will definitely show you what they do.
I would love to learn how to make a rifle like that. You see, I have some schematics in mind, but I haven't really sat down and made one yet.
He's like, I'm sure over time I would be willing to help you. It's the least I could do for helping get my ship in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cap, are we looking for a hunting mission then?
Why don't we go find something to shoot?
Let's go find things to shoot!
Alright. So I bring the ship back into port in Obsidian Sky.
Okay. And then, yeah. So, I know we really want to keep playing, but I am not prepared for anything. I have no idea what to do from here. Just gonna be straight and honest with you. I thought it was gonna take a lot longer because I thought we were gonna have a lot more Session 0 stuff. But I guess I did a good job of getting you guys information you needed.
I think so. I think we're pretty great.
So I think, why don't we call the session here for tonight, and I will be prepared for next session.
Yes.
But I hope everyone had a good night.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed session 1 of the Black Valkyrie.
Bye, not Tom.
And Tom.